Hey guys, welcome back, Ivan here, and as always I've got another awesome watch for you to take a closer look at. This is the newest San Martin release, the SN0148GX, and this time it comes with a stunning enamel red dial. At first glance it might look identical to the green dial version I reviewed a while ago, but there are actually a couple of changes that I think many of you will appreciate. So without any further delay, let's check it out. Before we continue, just a quick heads up, the AliExpress Christmas sale officially starts on the 14th, although many brands including San Martin have already applied discounts to most of their models. On top of that, don't forget you can stack coupons like the ones I've left for you in the description and the comments below. In the case of the SN0148GX, during the sale you should be able to bring the price down to around $320, which is actually a pretty solid deal for what you're getting here. Alright, let's start talking about the watch itself. I'll focus mostly on what's new, which is why I strongly recommend you check my video of the previous model by clicking on the pop-up banner above. That one is much more detailed, so yeah, have a look at it if you're interested. As you probably know, San Martin offers this model in two sizes, 37.5 and 40mm. And I'll be honest, choosing between them was really hard, and I mean really hard. I actually contacted San Martin 3 times after placing my order, asking them to swap one size for the other. You see, I've always leaned toward bigger watches, and I still do, but the proportions of the 37.5mm version are just spot on. And having already experienced it in green is what ultimately made me go for this size again. With a lug-to-lug of only 46mm, it's incredibly wearable, and despite the smaller case diameter, it still has plenty of presence on my 17cm or 6.7-inch wrist. That said, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up picking up the 40mm version at some point in the future, you know, just to make sure I really made the right choice. Now let's talk about what's actually new here. First of all, this new dial color is absolutely gorgeous. You've got a red ceramic bezel and a red outer edge on the dial, but as you move inward it fades into this really rich shade of orange. And as someone who has a soft spot for watches with red and orange accents, I absolutely love it, and I think San Martin nailed it. For a bit of comparison, here it is next to my SN0144GMT, which is another watch I can't recommend enough, and you can clearly see just how different the color execution is. And of course, if bright colors like this aren't your thing, you've also got slightly safer options like black or blue to choose from. Aside from the new color, the dial is pretty much the same as before. You still get the same texture, a color-matched date wheel, and an applied logo at 12. The big change though is the handset and the indices. And while I did like the previous ones, I have to admit these look really good as well. Legibility is slightly better, and I feel they fit the overall design of the watch much more naturally. As always, let me know what you think, but for me this version is now perfect, and it's kind of impressive how a few small changes can make the whole watch look more cohesive and refined. And since the handset and indices have been reshaped, here's what they look like in complete darkness. The lume formula is the same, BGW-X1, which is one of Superluminova's highest grades, so you can expect the low light legibility to be excellent pretty much throughout the entire night. Alright guys, this is where the differences end. The rest of the watch is identical to the previous model, which means you still get the same fantastic build quality and finishing, the same reliable Miyota 9015 movement, And of course, the same phenomenal Jubilee style bracelet with an on-the-fly clasp. And I have to mention the bezel action because this is something St. Martin absolutely nails on their watches. It's ridiculously smooth, super tactile, zero backplay, lines up perfectly, and it's also one of the best sounding bezels I've ever used. That said, I already know I'll see a few comments saying that $300 or euro is too much for this watch, but honestly, it's actually great value for money. Guys, these newer St. Martin releases come packed with features that many far more expensive watches don't offer. And the fact that I have so many of them in my collection and refuse to sell them really says a lot about how good I think they are. So if you're thinking about treating yourself to a new watch for the holidays, definitely consider checking this one out. And keep an eye on the channel because in the next few days I'll also be posting a separate video on the SN0150, the one with the green mother of pearl dial. I haven't had much time to play with it yet, but from what I've seen so far, it's easily the sleekest dive watch St. Martin has released to date. That's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the review, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And if you're into St. Martin or AliExpress watches in general, check out the two videos I've linked here. Take care guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.